Hi, I'm Grant, or better known as Mr. Wine Fox. So don't worry, Carrie will be in this video. It's still her channel, but I'm doing this demo. We have a new friend named Sirius, and that's astronomical Sirius, not attitude Sirius. And he's been charged with mastering a cocktail. And the one he wants to do is a smoked Manhattan. So Carrie has not even had a smoked Manhattan, let alone tried to make one. And so I'm kind of the kitchen gadget guy of the house. So I'm going to be doing the technical stuff, and then she'll be around to taste it at the end. So to do the smoked Manhattan, we'll be using the smoking gun, which is this little device that has an electric fan and a burn chamber. You put in wood, and it burns, and the fan blows the smoke through this tube, and you can put it wherever you want to go. So we didn't want to waste cocktails, so we did a few little taste tests. So the first one we did was we smoked the glass and then put a little whiskey in that. And that tasted like you were drinking next to an ashtray. Plus, Carrie's hand, she said her hands smell like smoke after touching the glass, and it really grossed her out. So that was a bust. So the second one we tried was smoking the alcohol in the glass, but that tasted like you were actually drinking from an ashtray. So that was really, really not good, very unpleasant. So we were thinking, wow, well, maybe smoked cocktails just aren't her thing. But we thought we'd try just smoking the alcohol and then pouring that into the glass, and that actually turned out to be the happy medium. It was very palatable. So now we're going to actually try to smoke the entire cocktail for the first time. And so we've never done this before, and Carrie's never tasted it before. And so Carrie's Manhattan is an ounce and a half of whiskey, a half ounce vermouth, finished with a little Luxardo cherry juice and one Luxardo cherry, and a splash of sparkling water over ice, over a rock. So let's see how it goes. You can see we have this fancy smoking chamber. If you look at YouTube videos of smoked cocktails, you'll see they have these fancy glass boxes or plexiglass boxes that cost $250. Well, I can think of a lot more fun things to spend $250 on than a glass box. So here it is. It's a deli container with a hole punched in the lid, and it works great. And my smoking vessel is just a mason jar. So you don't need fancy stuff. So put the booze in the jar in the chamber, put the lid on, turn the fan on. So you can see, sorry for the fan, but you can see it puts out a lot of smoke. So you shove that in there, and it only takes a few seconds to fill this chamber with smoke. So turn it off, and you can see the smoke in there. The smoke's coming out the top. And then you just let it sit for a couple of minutes. That's all it takes. Okay, so a couple of minutes have gone by, maybe a little bit more. That's all it really takes to get the smoke flavor in, especially since it's in such a small enclosed space. And one thing I didn't mention before is that the smoke that this produces is cold smoke, so you don't have to worry about heating your food up or melting the plastic or interfering with the volatile aromas of your booze. And so we'll just remove this and take the lid off. And you can see there's still smoke coming out of it, which is pretty cool. And then if you go on top, you can see the smoke hovering over the alcohol. So we'll take it out, and you can still see the smoke in there. That's pretty crazy. So what Carrie likes to do is dip the spoon about halfway through, just coat it, and then stir that into the drink.
look at you.
In there. Pour this over the ice. I guess that should go like that. And then just float a little splash of sparkling water on top. And there you have it, a smoked Manhattan. So, as I don't know if you watch her videos enough or pay attention to know that unfortunately for her, I can't drink. I have a genetic defect that makes me go straight to the sick part on 3 sips of alcohol. So I unfortunately can't do the taste test, but lucky for you, that means Carrie will. So.
Hey there. So let's give this a try. I like the fact that my hand isn't going to smell like smoke. If you smoke the glass, one thing I noticed was that my hand smelled like smoke for the longest time, and it really bugged me. So let's give this a sip. Oh, I like that. It really adds a different dimension to the whiskey. I know Pikesville really well. This, I highly recommend it. I like high proof rye because I like to adjust it to my palate, and also depending on what drink I'm making. I never drink whiskey neat. Well, almost never. Sometimes Scotch, but for rye and bourbon, I drink it over ice and with a little bit of soda water. But I really like this. I do get a little bit of a smoky finish. I like that the finish lingers, the smoky finish lingers, but it's not overpowering. When Grant smoked the glass and the whiskey, it was so strong. It was like I was smoking a cigarette and drinking whiskey, and I don't smoke, so I didn't like it, and it completely blew my palate to where when we had dinner, I could still taste the smoke. This, I think if you drink the whole drink, you may still have a smoky finish, so plan your menu accordingly. I would pair this with barbecue or spicy food. Yeah, something definitely rich and flavorful. This isn't the kind of drink you have with oysters and crab and really light foods. You're going to want heavier, more flavorful foods with this. But I really like this. It's definitely different. A whole other dimension. And I hope this works out for our friend Sirius, who's making this drink for a new friend. And to that, I say cheers to Grant. Oh, and I want to mention one last thing. We got married in our kitchen, so we do a lot of our best work here. Grant and I are always cheek to cheek in the kitchen, and I think this was a great idea of Grant's. And to that, I say cheers and carpe uvum.
And good luck, Sirius. We're rooting for you, buddy.
I almost forgot you have to add bitters, so 1 or 2 dashes of bitters. For this, I'm going to use Scrappy's Seville Orange. And I'm just going to do 2 dashes of bitters, and that's it. I can't believe I forgot bitters. We kind of winged this and flew by the seat of our pants, just for fun. And, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it needs bitters. I like the orange bitters. I also have lavender bitters. Angostura bitters is fine. That's a real industry standard. So if you see Angostura bitters, get that. Even Peychaud's is fine too. But Angostura is really a common and excellent choice for bitters. I just tend to like flavors. So